The concept of ruthlessness often carries a stigma, conjuring images of cold, calculated actions and an unrelenting drive to succeed at any cost. Yet, at its core, ruthlessness is a neutral force. It is a sharp blade, neither inherently good nor evil, that depends entirely on the intent and awareness of the one wielding it. To navigate life effectively, we must confront the duality of this force and recognize its potential to either cut through illusions or sever us from what truly matters. On one hand, ruthlessness can be a powerful ally. Life, with its endless distractions and countless demands, often calls for a clear focus and decisive action. To achieve meaningful goals, one must sometimes adopt a mindset that is unwavering and unyielding. Ruthlessness allows us to slice through the noise, discard what is unnecessary, and direct our energy toward what is essential. It teaches us that saying no to one thing is a profound yes to something greater. In this sense, ruthlessness can act as a liberator, freeing us from the chains of mediocrity and inertia. It enables us to face hard truths, confront fears, and make bold choices that propel us forward. Yet, like any sharp tool, the same ruthlessness can become dangerous when wielded without wisdom or compassion. The pursuit of success, if driven solely by relentless ambition, can leave a trail of collateral damage, broken relationships, lost integrity, and a hollow sense of achievement. The very force that enables clarity and purpose can also blind us to the humanity of others, reducing life to a game of dominance and control. Ruthlessness, unchecked, risks severing the bonds that give life its richness and meaning. It is easy to become so consumed by the desire to win that we forget to ask what winning truly means. The paradox lies in this: the more we cling to a ruthless mentality as a means of controlling life, the more we risk losing touch with it. Life is not something to be conquered, but something to be experienced. Ruthlessness, in its most destructive form, thrives on the illusion that we are separate from the world around us, that we can impose our will on it without consequence. But life resists such control. The harder we grasp, the more it slips through our fingers, like trying to clutch water in a tightly closed fist. There is a subtle, transformative wisdom in recognizing that ruthlessness need not be abandoned but refined. It can evolve from a blunt instrument of force into a precise tool of discernment. To be ruthless in the truest sense is not to crush or dominate, but to have the courage to let go of what no longer serves us. It is the willingness to cut away falsehoods, illusions, and attachments that keep us from living authentically. This form of ruthlessness requires deep self-awareness and an understanding that strength and softness are not opposites but complements. Nature provides a profound metaphor for this balance. Consider the wind that topples mighty trees yet leaves delicate flowers swaying gracefully. Its power is not in destruction alone, but in its adaptability. Similarly, a truly wise ruthlessness is not rigid, it is fluid and dynamic. It knows when to act decisively and when to yield. It understands that cutting through life's obstacles does not mean severing oneself from life's essence. Ultimately, the double-edged sword of ruthlessness challenges us to reflect on our motivations and intentions. Are we ruthless out of fear, seeking to dominate and control? Or are we ruthless out of love for the truth, driven by a desire to live with clarity and purpose? The answer shapes not only our actions, but the impact we have on the world around us. Used wisely, ruthlessness becomes not a weapon of division, but a tool for transformation, a way to carve out our life of authenticity, meaning, and connection. The human desire for control is deeply ingrained in our psyche, a reflection of our need to navigate an unpredictable world. In the face of uncertainty, we often adopt strategies to impose order, crafting routines, building systems, and setting ambitious goals. Yet in our quest for mastery over life's chaos, we frequently fall into the trap of believing we can control everything. This illusion becomes even more pronounced in a ruthless world, where competition and survival seem to demand an unyielding grip on circumstances. But the harder we cling to this idea, the more life reveals its unpredictable nature, reminding us that true power lies not in domination but in harmony with the flow of existence. The ruthless world we perceive is often a projection of our fears and ambitions. We are taught to approach life as a battlefield where only the strongest, smartest, or most relentless thrive. Success is portrayed as a direct result of control over time, resources, outcomes, and even people. This mindset can drive remarkable achievements, but it also creates a dangerous blind spot. It convinces us that control is both necessary and attainable, when, in reality, it is often an illusion. Life's complexity cannot be fully tamed, its inherent unpredictability resists even the most calculated strategies. Consider the countless variables that shape our lives, many of which lie beyond our influence. The decisions of others, the whims of nature, the random convergence of events, all these forces interweave to create a tapestry of experiences that defy prediction. Yet instead of accepting this truth, we frequently double down on our efforts to dominate. We strive to bend the world to our will, often at great personal cost. This relentless pursuit of control can breed frustration, anxiety, and disconnection as we become consumed by the endless effort to force outcomes that may never materialize. Paradoxically, the more we attempt to control, the more constrained we often feel. The illusion of control is like holding sand in a clenched fist. The tighter the grip, the more it slips through our fingers. Life, in its infinite complexity, is not something we can reduce to a set of predictable equations. It is dynamic, ever-changing, and often indifferent to our plans. Yet, within this reality lies an invitation not to control but to participate. To be present, adaptable, and attuned to life's rhythm is to discover a different kind of power, one that transcends the need for domination. Ruthlessness, when paired with the illusion of control, can exacerbate this dynamic. A purely ruthless mentality often hinges on the belief that outcomes are entirely within our grasp if we are just tough enough, disciplined enough, or cunning enough. While determination and effort are undoubtedly important, they are not guarantees. Life does not always reward the most relentless. Sometimes it rewards the most flexible, the most attuned, or the most willing to let go of rigid expectations. Letting go does not mean surrendering to chaos or abandoning ambition. Rather, it means acknowledging the limits of our influence and embracing the interplay between effort and acceptance. It is the art of distinguishing between what we can control, our actions, choices, and mindset, and what we cannot. This realization does not diminish our power but enhances it, allowing us to direct our energy toward meaningful pursuits without being shackled by the need for absolute control. True strength lies not in clinging to the illusion of control, but in cultivating resilience in the face of uncertainty. This resilience emerges from trust in our ability to adapt, in the wisdom of life's unfolding, and in the knowledge that even the harshest realities carry lessons and opportunities for growth. By releasing the need to dominate, we create space for creativity, connection, and transformation. In a ruthless world, the greatest act of defiance may be to relinquish the illusion of control and embrace the freedom it conceals. Life is not a puzzle to be solved or a war to be won, it is a mystery to be lived. When we stop striving to control every detail, we find ourselves aligned with life's flow, moving not against the current but with it. In this state, ruthlessness is no longer about force, but about clarity, the clarity to act decisively when needed and to let go when it is time. In doing so, we reclaim our humanity and our ability to thrive in a world that, while ruthless, is also rich with possibility. Ambition and compassion are often seen as opposites, each pulling us in different directions. Ambition drives us forward, urging us to achieve, compete, and leave our mark on the world. Compassion, on the other hand, draws us outward, calling us to connect, empathize, and care for others. At first glance, they may seem incompatible, a tug-of-war between self-interest and selflessness. Yet when viewed with greater depth, they are not adversaries but partners in a delicate, transformative dance. Together, they create a balance that enriches both individual purpose and collective well-being. Ambition is a powerful force. It compels us to strive for something greater, to overcome obstacles, and to push the boundaries of what we thought possible. Without ambition, human progress would stagnate, and innovation would falter. It is ambition that lights the fire of determination, giving us the courage to face challenges and pursue dreams. Yet unchecked ambition can become blinding. It can lead us to view others as obstacles or tools, reducing relationships to transactions in the relentless pursuit of personal gain. Ambition without compassion risks turning us into isolated achievers, surrounded by accolades but devoid of meaningful connections. Compassion, in contrast, opens our hearts to the struggles and joys of others. It reminds us of our shared humanity, fostering kindness, understanding, and a sense of community. Compassion anchors us, ensuring that our actions align with values that transcend self-interest. It is the force that softens ambition's sharp edges, turning the drive for personal success into a platform for collective upliftment. However, compassion alone can become paralyzing if it leads to self-sacrifice without boundaries. Overwhelmed by the needs of others, we may lose sight of our own potential and the unique contributions we are meant to make. The dance between ambition and compassion is not about choosing one over the other, but about integrating them into a harmonious rhythm. Ambition gives compassion direction, ensuring that our empathy translates into tangible action. Compassion gives ambition meaning, ensuring that our drive serves a purpose greater than mere self-advancement. Together, they guide us to pursue goals that not only fulfill us, but also leave a positive impact on the world. This balance requires self-awareness and intentionality. It challenges us to ask difficult questions: what motivates our ambitions? Are they rooted in ego or a genuine desire to grow and contribute? How do we express compassion without losing ourselves or compromising our aspirations? These questions invite us to examine the underlying harmony between our inner desires and the outer world. When ambition and compassion move in unison, they create a dynamic synergy. Ambition fuels our capacity to dream and achieve, while compassion ensures that our achievements are grounded in kindness and shared purpose. This dance transforms the act of pursuing success into an act of service, reminding us that the greatest victories are those that elevate not just ourselves, but those around us. It is in this balance that we find true fulfillment, where ambition's fire is tempered by compassion's light, and where the dance becomes a celebration of both individual and collective potential. The pursuit of victory is a natural instinct, a drive deeply embedded in human nature. From personal ambitions to professional achievements, winning often represents the pinnacle of success and validation. Yet there is a critical question that must be asked: what is the price of winning when it comes at all costs? This unyielding drive for success, untempered by reflection or values, can lead to outcomes that leave behind a trail of unintended consequences. The cost of such victories is often far greater than we imagine. At its core, the desire to win is neither good nor bad, it is simply a force. It pushes us to excel, to overcome challenges, and to stretch beyond our limitations. However, when the need to win becomes an obsession, it begins to overshadow the principles that give our efforts meaning. Winning at all costs often requires sacrifices: integrity, relationships, mental and physical well-being, and even the very joy that once fueled the pursuit. What starts as a noble aspiration can transform into a relentless chase, consuming everything in its path. One of the most significant costs of winning at all costs is the erosion of relationships. In the drive to outdo others, collaboration and empathy can be cast aside. Colleagues become competitors, friends turn into rivals, and the people who once supported us may feel alienated or betrayed. Winning becomes a solitary act, celebrated in isolation rather than shared with a community. The irony is that these connections, the bonds of trust and mutual respect, are often the foundation of long-term success and happiness. When they are sacrificed for short-term gains, the victory rings hollow. Another consequence is the toll on personal well-being. The mindset of winning at all costs often demands relentless effort, sleepless nights, and the constant suppression of doubt and vulnerability. Over time, this takes a physical and emotional toll. Burnout, anxiety, and a loss of identity are common outcomes. The need to win becomes a cycle that feeds on itself, leaving little room for reflection or balance. The very success that was supposed to bring fulfillment can instead lead to emptiness and disconnection. Perhaps the most profound cost is the compromise of integrity. In the relentless pursuit of victory, it becomes tempting to cut corners, bend rules, or justify unethical behavior. While these choices may yield short-term success, they can leave lasting scars on our character and reputation. The price of winning in this way is a loss of authenticity, a betrayal of the values that define who we are. Ultimately, the question is not whether winning is worth pursuing, but whether the costs align with what truly matters. True success is not about achieving at the expense of everything else, but about finding a balance that honors our aspirations while preserving our humanity. It is about recognizing that the most meaningful victories are those that leave us not just triumphant, but whole. Winning at all costs may bring fleeting rewards, but winning with integrity brings lasting fulfillment. In the end, the price of winning must be weighed against the life we wish to live. Nature operates with a quiet ruthlessness that is both awe-inspiring and humbling. Beneath its serene beauty lies a world governed by unyielding principles, where life thrives, adapts, and evolves through cycles of creation and destruction. It is neither cruel nor kind, but profoundly indifferent, guided by forces that care nothing for human emotions or intentions. This quiet ruthlessness is not malevolent, it is a necessary balance that sustains the intricate web of life. In observing it, we find lessons about resilience, adaptability, and the acceptance of life's impermanence. Nature's ruthlessness is evident in its ceaseless change. Mountains erode over millennia, rivers carve canyons, and forests are both nurtured and destroyed by fire. These processes are neither chaotic nor random, but part of an intricate design. Fire, for instance, may consume an ancient forest, yet in its aftermath, the ash enriches the soil, allowing new growth to emerge. Nature makes no apologies for its methods, it simply moves forward, creating opportunities from destruction. This relentless cycle reminds us that endings are not failures, but beginnings in disguise, a perspective we can embrace in our own lives. The same quiet ruthlessness governs the animal kingdom. Predators hunt to survive, while prey must adapt or perish. There is no malice in these actions, they are dictated by the natural order. A lion's pursuit of its prey is neither cruel nor heroic, it is simply life unfolding. Yet within this raw struggle lies extraordinary beauty. Every chase, every adaptation, and every instinctual response contributes to the balance of ecosystems. This balance teaches us that life does not favor fairness as we understand it. Instead, it rewards resilience, resourcefulness, and the ability to endure. Plants, too, demonstrate nature's quiet ruthlessness in their competition for sunlight, water, and nutrients. In a dense forest, trees grow taller, stretching ever upward, while smaller plants below struggle for survival. Yet even in the shadow of towering trees, ferns, mosses, and fungi find their niche. They adapt to thrive where others cannot, proving that survival is often a matter of finding opportunity within limitation. Nature wastes nothing, every death feeds new life, and every failure fuels innovation. This unyielding efficiency is a reminder that progress often emerges from hardship. Human life, though seemingly separate from nature, is deeply intertwined with these principles. We, too, are shaped by cycles of growth and loss, of struggle and adaptation. The quiet ruthlessness of nature challenges us to accept what we cannot control and to work with, rather than against, life's forces. It reminds us that resistance is futile, but resilience is powerful. By embracing change, we align ourselves with the natural flow of existence. Nature's quiet ruthlessness is not something to fear, but to respect. It holds a mirror to our own struggles and triumphs, showing us that survival is not about overpowering, but about adapting and enduring. In its silent persistence, nature reveals a profound truth: life is not personal, but it is purposeful. To live fully is to move with the currents of this unrelenting, beautiful force, finding harmony within its quiet power. Letting go is one of life's most profound yet challenging acts. It requires releasing attachments, expectations, and fears that weigh us down, keeping us tethered to what no longer serves us. Though it may feel like a loss, letting go is paradoxically an act of liberation. It frees us from the burden of control and opens the door to clarity, growth, and peace. In the art of letting go, we discover the freedom to live authentically and to embrace the present moment fully. Much of our suffering comes from holding on, clinging to past mistakes, unfulfilled dreams, or relationships that have run their course. We hold on because of fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or fear of losing a part of ourselves. Yet this clinging only tightens the chains around us. When we resist change, we stagnate, creating walls where there should be open doors. Letting go is not about giving up, it is about trusting that life's unfolding has wisdom, even when we cannot yet see it. Releasing control does not mean we stop caring or striving. Instead, it means recognizing the limits of our influence and finding peace within those boundaries. We can take action, make choices, and pursue goals, but the outcomes are often beyond our grasp. By letting go of the need to control every detail, we make room for possibilities that may have otherwise remained hidden. Life, like a river, flows naturally when we stop fighting the current. We find ourselves carried toward destinations we may not have imagined but were meant to reach. Letting go also invites us to shed the weight of perfectionism. We often tie our worth to achievements or the approval of others, exhausting ourselves in the process. Letting go of these expectations allows us to embrace imperfection and live more authentically. It reminds us that we are enough as we are, without the need for endless striving or validation. In the act of letting go, we create space for healing, for growth, and for joy. It is not always easy, but it is transformative. As we release what no longer serves us, we discover a profound truth: freedom is not found in holding on, but in the courage to let go. Through this liberation, we reconnect with the essence of life: fluid, unpredictable, and infinitely full of possibility. Ruthlessness, when examined closely, reveals a shadow side that is often overlooked in its pursuit. It is a force that, when wielded without balance or self-awareness, can leave behind unintended consequences, both for the one who employs it and those who are affected by it. While ruthlessness can drive achievement and overcome obstacles, its shadow emerges when ambition and determination eclipse empathy, ethics, and connection. At the heart of this shadow lies fear of failure, inadequacy, or losing control. This fear drives a mindset where the end justifies the means, leading to actions that prioritize results over relationships or integrity. In this space, decisions are made with a tunnel vision that ignores the broader impact. The shadow of ruthlessness does not consider who or what is harmed in the process, so long as the goal is achieved. This approach may yield success, but it often leaves scars, broken relationships, compromised values, and a lingering sense of emptiness. The shadow also manifests internally. A ruthless mentality can isolate individuals, cutting them off from vulnerability and compassion, even toward themselves. Over time, this relentless drive creates a state of inner conflict, as the cost of success weighs against the sacrifices made. Achievements may feel hollow when they come at the expense of one's humanity. The challenge is not to eliminate ruthlessness, but to bring awareness to its shadow. When tempered with self-reflection and compassion, ruthlessness becomes a tool for clarity and purposeful action, rather than destruction. Acknowledging its shadow allows us to use it wisely, ensuring that ambition serves not only personal goals but also the greater good. By confronting this shadow, we reclaim the power to lead with integrity and create outcomes that build rather than break. Ruthlessness, though often misunderstood, can serve as a powerful catalyst for transformation when wielded with purpose and mindfulness. It is not about cruelty or unfeeling ambition, but about the courage to confront difficult truths, make hard decisions, and cut away what no longer serves us. In this context, ruthlessness becomes a tool for growth and renewal, enabling us to break free from stagnation and embrace change. Transformation demands clarity, and clarity often requires a certain ruthlessness, a willingness to see things as they are rather than as we wish them to be. This means facing uncomfortable realities, whether in ourselves, our relationships, or our circumstances. It is the ability to say, "This is not working," and to take decisive action, even when it is painful or uncertain. In doing so, we create space for something new to emerge, unburdened by outdated patterns or attachments. Ruthlessness also plays a role in overcoming internal resistance. Change can be intimidating, and the comfort of familiarity often keeps us trapped in cycles that limit our potential. A ruthless mindset empowers us to push through fear and doubt, refusing to settle for less than what we are capable of achieving. It is an act of self-respect and self-determination, a declaration that we are willing to do what it takes to grow. However, for ruthlessness to be transformative rather than destructive, it must be guided by wisdom and compassion. It should not be wielded recklessly or without regard for others. Instead, it should be tempered by an awareness of the greater purpose it serves, a commitment to building something better, both within and around us. In this balance, ruthlessness becomes a force not of harm, but of profound and lasting change.